ZURDO Ramirez is just beating Chris Billam Smith in the main event of Latino Night Riyadh season. And yes, what a performance from ZURDO Ramirez. Yeah, look, I'm gutted for Billam Smith as a Brit, of course, but at the end of the day, you need to give and pay your respect. So a great performance there from ZURDO Ramirez. Came up from light heavyweight, doing his thing, showing he's a top cruiserweight. Jaya Patea, ZURDO Ramirez, sign me up. I've always thought it's a better fight than what Jai and Billam Smith is, or what ZURDO and Billam Smith is. Star-wise, I think it's a very good fight, ZURDO and Jaya Patea. So, sign me up. Give me that fight. I think it's an absolutely class fight, ZURDO and Opatea. And, I think ZURDO's got a good chance of winning that fight as well. People are going to rule ZURDO out. ZURDO can beat Jaya Patea. He can beat him. And you never know. I don't know yet. I might even put my money on ZURDO to win the fight. I really do think big improvements to be made, especially since that loss to Bivol. I think ZURDO has learned a lot. Now he's moved up to cruiserweight. People are like, ZURDO's power is not the same. I guarantee you, many people who would have got hit with the shots that Billam Smith was getting hit by tonight by ZURDO, many people would have gone down. But Billam Smith's just a ridiculously tough man with a great chin. He's ridiculously tough, Billam Smith is. Ridiculously tough. Showed good heart. And, I thought Billam Smith got badly beat tonight. I think, I gave Billam Smith 3 rounds. People might say that's generous. You can give Billam Smith 3 rounds at the most, but that might even be generous. ZURDO's counters were great all night. Billam Smith just simply couldn't keep away from the backhand. Simply could not keep away from the backhand. And, I saw Johnny Nelson saying after the fight, Billam Smith got his tactics wrong. He should have cut the ring off against ZURDO instead of following him about. But at the end of the day, ZURDO was just too hard to pin down because of his angle changes, his consistent footwork. Billam Smith was trying to cut off the ring, but at the end of the day, it just looked like a lot of times in that fight, ZURDO was the stronger man than what Chris Billam Smith was. Billam Smith wasn't able to, assert dominance on the front foot. At the end of the day, Billam Smith couldn't assert dominance on the front foot convincingly enough in order to really be able to cut the ring off against ZURDO. ZURDO was just too good of a mover. ZURDO was good on the front foot, and ZURDO was also very good on the back foot. It was difficult to cut the ring off against him. ZURDO's body work was fantastic all night. It was fantastic all night. Same as the straight left hand. The hook as well from the left hand was very good. I thought the lead hook of Billam Smith was good. Billam Smith got some good success with his lead hook. And, made some rounds close. But at the end of the day, what I think ZURDO did very well, and it's something that Usyk does very well as well, is they're good at starting the round well. Opponent takes the middle of the round, and then towards the end of the round, there's the odd few exchanges, and they're always able to get in those last few shots, and those exchanges land the bigger shots. And that is what ZURDO was able to do today. ZURDO was able to land those final shots in the exchanges, which just show more of an impact. And there you go. And I think a lot of the thing that ZURDO did today as well, and I think ZURDO's power at cruiserweight is very underrated. And I think he did hit Billam Smith harder than how Billam Smith hit ZURDO. I think Billam Smith he hit ZURDO hard. ZURDO just came back with some counters and hit Billam Smith even harder than what Billam Smith was hitting ZURDO. Sorry. I thought it was just very good from ZURDO. The counters, the pivots, the angle changes were very good. And I think what ZURDO did very well in that fight is sometimes when Billam Smith made ZURDO miss to the head, ZURDO just went right down to the body and hit Billam Smith with some brutal shots. And if ZURDO at times overswang or something to the body, there'd be a shot coming up right upstairs landing on Chris Billam Smith, and Chris Billam Smith wouldn't be expecting it. The volume of ZURDO Ramirez tonight was absolutely unbelievable. The volume of ZURDO was unreal. To be completely honest, and he was just really able to outwork Chris Billam Smith. And look, Chris Billam Smith, ZURDO Ramirez, Jaya Patea. Not in that order, by the way. I don't know fully the order just yet. Billam Smith number 3, though. Out of all 3 of them, they are the top 3 cruiserweights in the world right now. ZURDO Ramirez showed a big level gap between ZURDO and Billam Smith. There was quite a bit of a level gap between those two tonight. What's the level gap between ZURDO and Jai? We're soon going to find out. But those 3 are definitely the 3 top guys in the division. The rest of the cruiserweight division's pretty dead. The only really big fight in the division now is ZURDO and Jai. That's it, really. For Billam Smith, I don't really know who they're going to stick him in there with next. I just hope they stick Billam Smith in there with the best guy they can find possible in the division. Who's available and who makes sense. Because Billam Smith is number 3 in the division, without a shadow of a doubt, even though ZURDO proved that he is levels above Billam Smith. And that's just what makes the win of ZURDO even more impressive. Came up from light heavyweight and is badly damaging a top guy at cruiserweight and landing some real big heavy shots on him, fully making him respect the power and ZURDO's agility from, the lighter weight classes. And that's what you're going to get. When you come up from a lower weight class, like, someone like, let's say Usyk and Evander Holyfield, for example, those 2, when they both moved up from cruiserweight to heavyweight, those 2, bring in some extra bit of athleticism, have that extra bit of better boxing IQ. Usyk's got absolutely phenomenal boxing IQ. Holyfield had great boxing IQ, and their agility's good, their movement's good. And, that's a good thing about those 2. And with ZURDO moving up from light heavyweight to cruiserweight, that's something that he's bringing into the cruiserweight division. That extra good bit of unpredictability, that extra good bit of movement, which can be very confusing for some of these heavier guys and difficult to hit. And ZURDO's still bringing that power up, in my opinion. ZURDO still has big power at cruiserweight. And ZURDO, when he fights Jaya Patea, will be able to gain his respect with his power. I'm not saying he'll knock him out, but he'll be able to gain the respect of Jai massively with his power and will be able to cause him problems as well with his agility and with his quickness, with his angle changes. The footwork of ZURDO is improving every single fight. And I've just noticed ever since the Bivol fight, we're seeing improvements in ZURDO. And, that's what you get when you fight someone who's class. Bivol taught ZURDO a boxing lesson, and ZURDO learned from it and is now putting it into his fights. Big respect to ZURDO Ramirez. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll speak to you on the next one.